We bout that business, boy, we bout that business. It get real up in that field, but got built about that business. That business, boy, we bout that business. This all hustle, this ain't luck, lady buck, about that business. We bout that business, We trending on retreat, we bout that business. All we know is win, ain't no defeat. We bout that business, competition can't compete. We bout that business, I'm number one, I feel it in my cleats. Hey, we got facts, we got stats, not to mention trending topics. You the champ? No, that's cap, drilling, killing all the guys. Please don't try that, boy, you know we hotter, boy, making all kind of noise. We on fire, what you know about them Ohio boys? We bout that business, boy, we bout that business. It get real up in that field, but got built about that business. That business, boy, we bout that business. This all hustle, this ain't luck, lady buck, about that business. We bout that business, We trending on retreat, we bout that business. All we know is win, ain't no defeat. We bout that business, competition can't compete. We bout that business, I'm number one, I feel it in my cleats.
We back. But before I start, just kind of like a shout out to the first responders there in Venezuela. They had a devastating earthquake, and just wanted to let them know and the soccer community that we are supporting them, and we hope that the devastation is not too gigantic. I've been watching it on the news, and it's heartfelt from me watching the devastation, and just across the world, we've come together with the soccer community, the World Cup, and I want all soccer fans and all around the world to join in and support Venezuela through their devastation. The earthquake was like a 7.5, and there is the loss of, but we need to support them and give them all the love and support that we can. So with that being said, we about that business, and we're here for a remarkable evening of discussion, and I'm going to let you guys set it off, and I just want to enjoy this evening of conversation and love of sports. So what say you?
What's going on, y'all? What's up, Buckeye Bill, Little Nitty, Lady Buck? Good to see y'all tonight.
Hey, hey everybody.
So, what's going
on? Hey Rough Buck, hey Nitty. So tonight we're going to tackle some things. We're going to talk about some things. But first, we got to remind you, follow us, like us, share the clips that you like. Join us too. You can go to wherever our lives are posted. You can see the code. All you have to do is click that link and you're able to get in. So you can definitely, we are an interactive sports podcast. So we allow you to come in and talk with us as long as you're respectful. And as long as you're not using any curse words. We welcome your opinion. So don't forget to join us, okay? I know you're tired of just hearing everybody else talk. You want to be heard as well. So make sure you definitely like and share and follow. Tonight, we want to, and I'll let Nitty take this, we're going to issue a trigger warning for tonight's conversation because there could be some undertones that are not of sports, but we're going to try to keep them on sports, but it is what it is, so we have to, cover certain things. So, just in case you're extra political, extra religious, or just maybe what's going on in the world today is really a sensitive spot for you, you've been warned, because we are going to talk about some things that may trigger you or trigger some emotions. But just remember, if you decide to call in or comment, about what we're talking about, your opinion is welcome. Just be respectful. That's all. And most of all, try to learn something. We're trying to learn. I hope you can teach us something today. Everybody has opinions, and they're all welcome. You got to give respect to get respect. So I'm not going to say we just respect all opinions, but we do welcome them. So with that being said, I know y'all still want to talk about this draft. I just don't know if y'all. I mean, y'all know who's going where and why and what, and I'm taking away Buckeye Bill, Rough Buck, Nitty. What y'all got? What's new with that NBA draft?
I'm gonna let Rough Buck chime in this because I've got some real insight on some of the things that has happened in the draft and some of the trades. So, Rough Buck,
Yo,
go there. Go there
well,
with me, bro.
first of all, today we've seen LaMelo Ball. He has joined the Minnesota Timberwolves along with Anthony Edwards. That might be a good move, but I just see that they're going to need another big man besides Gobert down there to run the game, to run the big man spot, or a better power forward. I can see that a come up for them, but in the same time, they need to work on small pieces to get some role players. What you think about that?
Well, I'm just saying, with that particular trade, if they could have packaged somebody else other than Reed, they'd have been
Yeah.
in great position. But they're in good position right now for the simple fact Ant-Man needed someone to draw the double team off of him.
Yeah.
He's not a true point guard. He's more of an off guard, Michael Jordan type of guy. So he needed someone that can penetrate and pull the double team off of him. So they did that. They got that. Now Rudy has to, even if they don't get a big player, he's gonna have to step up now.
Yeah.
This is his time to step up, because there's gonna be times where he's gonna have to defend the paint and not be out there on the perimeter. He's gonna have to defend the paint. So the move in general to keep Ant-Man in Minnesota, especially since they were friends, that they're friends and everything, and Ball he's a good player. He was ascending last year with Charlotte, and I think he's learned the game now. And with a lot of things that's going on with him and his family and all that,
right?
With him and his dad and his mom, Mike, having a divorce,
right?
He's got to prove himself. He's got to show he's a man now. So them pairing up, I think it's gonna be phenomenal.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of scoring. Like I said, it's going to take a lot of pressure off of Ant-Man, and so he can deliver the kind of play that Minnesota needs from him. Right. And now you got a formidable point guard who can distribute the ball. He's a good lob. He throws the lob like the best. So Rudy Gobert needs to be prepared to get the lob in the paint. So, yes, I thought it was a great move for them. And some of the other moves that is happening in the NBA are astonishing, because you're saying, how are they going to improve? And some of these teams out here has improved, and I think some of them has went backwards. What say you, Nitty?
Nitty's getting his sound together. You got to ask Rough Buck.
Go ahead, Rough Buck. What do you think, man? What's the teams that you think has improved for next year, and what teams you think took a step back? Is it the fact that Boston has not really came to agreement with Brown, and if they lose him, will they take a step back? The New York Knicks have stayed pat with
Yeah.
what they have with the championship. You got Chicago getting a Columbus boy
Yep.
coming out of it. Yeah. And he's got talent. And there's some other there's some other moves that Chicago should do in order to solidify their roster. You got Utah, you got Portland. Do you think that Portland can come with a package to go get Jaylen Brown from Boston? Then you got, of course, the big elephant in the room. What's going to happen with LeBron?
Man,
It's
LeBron's
kinda
gonna stay another year.
It's been quiet. What do y'all think?
I think he's gonna stay another year.
Overseas, so he's on vacation right now.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna stay another year and play a different role. He's gonna, throw the reins over to Luka and let them develop a team while he just sits back and plays his role as the old man finishing his business. That's what I really think is gonna happen.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you think he is willing to do a Tom Brady and take less on this next contract that he's getting in order to get them a big man? Because first and foremost, they need a big man. Now, I don't know who they can get right at this time because I think everybody has solidified their backcourt. But there's somebody out there that can be traded to the Lakers in order to help with that paint because Aiden to me he's more of a power forward than a center.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, what kind of guy? There's guys out there, that are literally able to come into the Lakers and play their role and help, especially if he gives up half of his contract to get one or two of these players. You might see the Lakers go pretty far in the playoffs if LeBron plays the way he played last year and Luka comes back healthy.
Right.
Trimmer and Reeves acts like he's the number 2 now.
Right. I just think that for one, I don't think he's going to reconstruct his contract. I don't think so. He hasn't done it all these years, so why do it now? And the perfect person I think that could fill that center role, and that I could think of, would be my boy Robinson from the Knicks.
Now he's out there. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Exactly.
And he's a dog.
He is.
He's a dog. But like I said, LeBron's gonna have to free up some capital in order for them to get him. Why wouldn't he take out all the money he done made all this time? Now this I don't mess with people's money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not my job. My job is not to mess with somebody's money. But if he wants to have a run in the playoffs, and along with his farewell tour, actually winning, why not invest? Especially if you're going to stay with the Lakers. Why wouldn't you invest into the Lakers and get the kind of player that you actually need to go into the playoffs and take a little short? It ain't going. It's not. I mean, it's not like he's gonna be working for the minimum.
No, he's not.
He might have to give up $3 to $4 million. Okay, he makes that back in endorsements.
Right.
So I would say they definitely, no matter what they do, they have to have LeBron in the decision-making process in order to get the right player to help them move further in the playoffs.
Well,
What
my
say you,
question,
Nitty? Where you at, Nitty?
he's back there. But listen,
Okay. So I
my
mean
thing,
I mean for me to understand there, you know, LeBron's last journey, his
yeah,
last hurrah, that story tale book like Jordan,
right.
to make it a documentary, he's gonna have to do some things that he hasn't done before.
Well, let me ask you a question.
And
Let me ask you a question. We put the term out there, big man out there, right? There are no true centers out there in the NBA today. So you might as well put some power forwards who can get
yeah,
the
even
job done.
Jokic ain't even a true center.
See what I'm
The
saying?
only true center is, and Wemby's not a true center.
No, you got Gobert and I think Williams. I mean, my boy Williams Robinson. Those are the
Yeah.
only two I can think of. That's the only two I can think of that's
And
supposed to
your
be
boy
playing
man for the
the role.
Knicks.
Yeah, Robinson.
Even though he steps out and it's a 3-pointer every once in a while.
Oh, you
But
talking about Cat?
he defends the paint.
Oh, no, talking about Cat?
Cat, yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
but like you said, there's no true centers
no,
that they've developed. There's
right.
some centers out there, but they've been pushing them out on the wings, and they're not developing them into the paint. That's why Gobert needs the off season get with Elijah
Patrick
or
Ewing.
somebody that can show him how to defend the paint.
I say go with Patrick Ewing because he sure did that.
Patrick Ewing, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of big men who literally played that position that can give him some knowledge.
Hey, but you know some a far stretch. I called back up Dwight Howard.
Who?
Dwight Howard.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Why not? You know, to just show him how to play that position.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm good with that. I thought you meant to bring him on a team. No.
Oh no, because he's done with that.
No. But he has some great moves.
That's what I'm saying.
And he was kind of dominant in the paint. You got Shaq.
Yeah.
You got Shaq that I mean, worldly.
Yeah. Dominant.
I mean, why wouldn't you reach out to him and ask at least some pertinent questions on what am I doing in the paint that you see that I can improve on?
You know, that's I'm just going far off the subject, but see, that's one good thing about the NFL. When they on during the summertime before the season starts, they might have a tight end clinic. They may have a wide receiver clinic. They may have a defensive line clinic. You know, so I don't too much see the NBA doing that.
I agree. I mean, with the and they've been talking about the tight end group that's in Nashville right now.
Exactly.
And these guys are learning from each other.
Right.
And the NBA should invest, or the players should invest into doing something like that. And some of the former players also.
But what I don't get is that during high school, during college, you play the center role. You get to the pros, how does that go away?
Because everybody wants to score. Every to get to your next contract, you got to be scoring.
Well, see,
so a lot of the ones that stay in the paint, they don't get that max contract anymore, like a Ewing's or Olajuwon. So they want to come out just like Wemby and Jokic. They want to come out on the perimeter to score. They might do a little bit on the paint, but their scoring is what's going to get them that big contract. So that's why once they leave college or once they leave high school, their mindset is, I got to be able to score. I need to learn how to hit a 3-pointer, not block a shot. or not, not solidify the paint. So that's what the coaches, the AAU is teaching, and that's what the kids are into now.
Well, see, hence that's why.
Everybody wants to be a point guard at 7'2".
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. The game has changed. It evolved so much that where, like you said, the contracts are based off scoring or whatever. Rudy Gobert, he upped his staff, his stock because he put, defensive players of the year, and he got that max contract. So it all depends on how you play your role and the position they give you.
I got and not that. I want to know what you think and what does Memphis do with what's his name, the little point guard,
Ja
Morant. What do they do with him? Because nobody wants him.
Oh man,
nobody wants Ja, man. They can't even move him right now.
Man, his best bet is go to Portland.
He need to go to Portland.
Portland or Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean that's. Listen, first of all, you gotta understand Portland's ownership is cheap.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think Jaylen Brown will go to Portland. And that's why now they can get Ja Morant in a trade, and he just has to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, him and Dame Lillard will go good together. But we're good together.
Ja Morant and Dame is no,
yeah.
But Jaylen Brown and Dame would work together.
That's true.
Yeah, I think they would definitely work together.
I think Ja Morant he sealed his own deal, his fate with those antics he pulled.
Yeah. So
and
I think he's not no matter team he gets traded to, because Memphis got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be sitting on the bench, coming off the bench. I mean, he's always injury prone. You know what happens off the field. And then when he's on the field, he makes bad decisions. I mean, on the court, he makes bad decisions. So
New Orleans would be a good spot for him too.
Huh?
New Orleans.
Okay. What can they do with him?
Just run him the way he is and tell him to stay out of trouble, or you gonna be out of the league.
He's in New Orleans, bro.
Oh, who's good about Ja Morant?
Yeah. If he goes to New Orleans, that's just as bad as Memphis.
Well, I mean, hey, they got rid of him. That's your problem now.
Okay, but why would New Orleans want to take on that problem unless the contracts and the money evens out to where they can possibly sit him and or eventually trade him with the fat boy. What's the fat boy's name that plays for New Orleans?
Zion.
Yeah, Zion. Because neither one of them, I mean, that's like me and you playing on the same team.
Right.
It ain't gonna work, bro.
But see,
it's comparison is hilarious.
Huh?
I said that comparison is hilarious.
It is. It's the same. It's almost the same. I'm a lunatic. You know how you are. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, bro. And we be in New Orleans together. Come on, bro.
Yeah, we
stop it. I'm just saying. I was trying to be serious, but it did click in my brain. Like, yeah, that was crazy.
But I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard to figure out where they can ship him to because, like you said, nobody wants him. And
man, he can't even go to the Lakers and come off the bench.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Right. I mean, what package? I mean, now the Lakers can afford him because they ain't got to send nothing to Memphis to get him.
Could you imagine going to Miami?
He wants to shine and he wants to try and revamp his career. Going to the Lakers up under LeBron's stint.
Right.
Changing his attitude and being one of the cogs on that team because he's not going to displace Luka
Right.
or Reed because they just got their money. But you can come in there and show them a spark to where you're moving in a different direction and someone be like, he's matured enough, I would take him on my team.
You know what? Sacramento.
That's where everybody go to die.
Well,
Or to perish. Not to die, but to perish. You know what I'm saying? You go to Sacramento, you just might as well just say, I'm just going my career is kind of like over now.
yeah,
You know, so
the rate he's going is over with anyway. So hey, he might as well.
well, I mean, but I mean that'd be the dagger. That'd be the dagger if he gets to Sacramento. And it'd be like, well, where do I go from here? Like you said, you get to Sacramento, the only one that got out of there safely, who didn't do good, as you know,
De'Aaron Fox.
There you go.
But you know what though? Now this is a little bit on the wild side. Let's just say he goes down to Miami Heat to play with Giannis, Bobby Portis, and those guys down there. What do you think? Now, I kind of thought about that a little bit earlier.
I mentioned that to somebody once they traded Giannis, that they need a dynamic point guard.
Yes,
now, I don't know if he's still that guy. You see what I'm saying? But
well, he had enough time to rest.
I mean, he might, like you said, he might not have a that might be his last resort or his last try at playing in the playoffs, getting a bigger bag, and turning around his career. Because Bam Adebayo ain't gonna play with him.
No.
That whole organization ain't gonna play with him.
No.
Pat Riley ain't gonna play with that crap.
Nope.
So he might need a place that's structured, grown people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Where they can be a mentor. So he can be a mentor.
Yes. And who better to mentor out of hand individual than Pat Riley? He's he a gangster.
Yeah, hey, get them cookies off my plane.
So he gonna put him in his place.
Get them cookies off my plane.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But no, I just think that but the team that I think who made out pretty good, I would say with some added pieces, would be the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that. And the only reason why I brought him up, man, was because to watch a young man throw away his career like that with and being so dynamic, you know, when he first came out of college, man, it's sad. It's just pretty much sad, you know. And I'd love to see him revamp his career and mature enough into being a role player and being on a quote unquote up and coming championship team, because Miami can be a championship team if they get the right pieces.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then
also if they get the right pieces.
I was thinking maybe Charlotte.
No, they already got White.
Yeah, but still.
They already got White. They don't need White. Listen, that's why they got rid of Melo.
Yeah,
because he's a 3-level scorer.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying? And he can run. He can run the team. He can run the offense. He knows how to get people in the position and everything like that. Chicago got rid of him because they had to get younger, and he was going to demand a bigger contract.
Right.
Other than that, they'd have kept him because he's been great since high school, college, and now in the pros. So he's spectacular as a point guard and as a leader. And bringing Ja there that would mess up the chemistry altogether.
Well, I'll tell you what, I say about 3 years, watch out for Washington Wizards. within 3 years.
I'm trying to think of their point guard. What point guard do the Washington Wizards have? They got a bunch
I
of
got that.
bigs, man. A bunch of
Yeah, but
huh?
see, that's what's going. See, that's what makes it so special. Nobody really. I mean, of course they have a point guard, but they don't. They don't. Not you've got the big dude down there, AJ, and they can work around him and plug in pieces that they need and make that place work. A well-oiled machine down there.
But do you want to bring a Ja Morant around AJ? No, bro.
Well, see, the thing I'm thinking about with Ja is that any city you go to, like say the DC area,
That's what I'm saying.
the Boston area, the New Orleans area, you know what I'm saying? So all that stuff they got going on in the cities, man, that's not a good look to put him out there. You got to put him isolated, like I said, Sacramento, out the way.
They're gonna have to have a bodyguard for him, man. They're gonna have to have like a babysitter. No matter whoever keeps him,
yeah, they
got to surround him with babysitters.
Well, like you said, it's not a bad idea if LeBron can get a hold to him and teach him the ropes and say, "Look, young man, if you want to see this league,
this is your last
right,
chance to fix your career."
Yep.
That's it. I mean, they have to sit him down. Grown people have to talk to him, including his parents.
Yeah, that starts from home,
Yeah. So I mean, because the Golden Goose, if he gets out of the league, the Golden Goose goes away for their family.
I'm gonna buy one of his cars.
They better recognize how to continue to help him grow, or they gonna miss out on a lot of cash.
Yeah, because I'm gonna buy one of his cars for a low price.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, like I said, it's just gonna be an exciting season coming up.
I'm looking forward to the NBA. Listen, we got of course college football and the NFL coming up. Yep. But what say you, Lady Buck? What's your next topic?
I wanted to ask you guys about what I was hearing out here in this WNBA streets. It's a lot going on. Let's watch this clip real quick. Let's see.
Today, the WNBA has reviewed this play by Alyssa Thomas last night. It has been upgraded to a flagrant 2. You see the contact with Caitlin Clark, with fist there to Clark's throat. So no foul was called by officials. Thomas will now subsequently be suspended for her next game on Saturday. Fever head coach Stephanie White called it unacceptable last night.
It's absolutely egregious and utterly disrespectful. And then number 2, you're coming in here aware of what happened 2 nights ago, and that still happens? Absolutely unacceptable. We have generational talent and a WNBA superstar who had 2 cheap shots that weren't called. And I just say again, absolutely unacceptable.
Move on to some news now here.
So, who wants to go first? What do you think? Was that done intentionally? Do you think Alicia did that intentionally? Was that a basketball move? Does she deserve the flagrant? What say you?
Rough up. I'm getting ready to blast you, right?
And hold on, this was courtesy of ESPN. Let me give them their
that was courtesy of ESPN. And this is the deal. No matter how you look at it, she got punched in the throat. Okay, but again, you're going to bring up the play before that, and the coach is saying how disrespectful that is to her. But remember all the things that Caitlin Clark has been doing since she came into the league.
Right.
She's been disrespecting her elders, the history of the WNBA, and so I think there's a way for her to get back in the graces of her colleagues. And that's just to be humble,
Be humble.
apologize, be like, hey, listen, I was young and I was brash and I was, I was just excited to be in the league. I'm sorry for disrespecting everybody.
No,
That
she
will
knows what she's doing.
eliminate a lot of the
Animosity towards her.
the animosity towards her if she
The
can
disdain.
have some contrition. But just like with her coach and just like with herself, they don't. It doesn't seem like they want to show that
Right.
they want to respect the league. You want the league to respect her, but she don't respect anybody in the league, and that's what the bigger issue is. That's why they didn't put her on the poster.
Right. See,
They put all those the history of the poster on there. Now there were some people that they left off, but they put Angel Reese on there.
well,
But
see,
they
Angel
kept
Reese is
taking
mature.
Clark off.
Well, see, the thing is, Angel Reese, when she got traded to the Atlanta Dream, she grown some maturity. She's grown some maturity. I was watching her reactions the other night when they played against the Fever. She wanted to erupt so bad, but she played it cool and sat there and took it. Now, Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, she still has just a little bit more maturity to go.
Yeah, when she walked off the court, she was cussing.
Yeah,
Now she's got all these kids coming to see her in this arena, and she's, throwing bombs left and right as she's walking off the court.
Well, see, here's the thing.
What kind of role model was that?
Well, that's why she got left off. That's why she got left off.
And her coach needs to tell her, you need to hold this back. The organization needs to tell her, you need to hold that back. Like, that was good when you was in high school and in college, but you're professional now. You're a professional.
You got a higher platform.
Yeah, and the like I said, the amount of individuals, the amount of young ladies who put her on a pedestal and want to be like her, you don't want to teach them how to be a bad sportsman or sportswoman. You want to show them through adversity, I can change and I can be better at handling situations.
Well,
and that's all I would ask for her. She's a phenomenal player.
Oh yeah,
but
not
she's
taking that from her.
She's in the midst of a lot of phenomenal players. She is not the only.
The only player that
she's
came
not
from
the
Iowa.
only star out there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? She's just not. And Becker, all these stars. They don't even mention some of the real, like even Alicia Thomas. She's a star. Now she lost her composure. She should have never punched her in the throat. She should have took the L on that, and they should have suspended her. You know what I'm saying? That's unacceptable.
Well, let me tell you something. What she did was a slick move. They're all going for the ball, and she's trying to get up, and she mashed the neck.
You do that at the gym, at the rec room, and at Rucker Park. You don't do that on a professional stage.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
Now I'm telling you, it has happened.
Then wait a minute. If you do, and if you do that, because we've seen a lot in the NBA, WNBA, where they do more.
Just saying.
On the more than that on the professional stage. However, what I'm going to say is there are consequences for your actions.
That's all.
I have not heard Alicia say I'm going to do an appeal or anything.
Oh no.
So she's gonna take it because she saw
she's taking her consequence with grace.
Right. She took her own chin with this
only thing, and I agree. She does deserve that foul, that flagrant foul. But she's handling it. She knew what was coming. But here's the thing. I did hear that Caitlin Clark had a few technicals that she wants removed from her record because it will aid towards a suspension if
Playoff.
she get any more.
Right.
So they are trying to, I know they did say they were doing an appeal and trying to get those wiped off. So far, the WNBA has said, no, we're leaving those there.
They're not going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be, it's just about taking your consequences.
Right.
You got those technicals. Why do you want them removed? You know what you did. You got in a ref's face or you were yelling at the ref, you got a few technicals. You got to take it. Just like Alicia has to take her flagrant foul.
Accountability.
It's just about accountability and maturity. Yep. She's got, and I want to be fair to Caitlin Clark because unfortunately, the media, when she first arrived on the scene, throughout her college career, and she, when we were all saying, who was this? It's still bad, So I think the media and fans had a lot to do with how we even perceive her. Because
they blew her up.
People who are basketball fans know there's other stars that have done more, what's so special, So I think, just to be fair to her, I think some of it doesn't come from her, but some of it does. But yet and still they will say Angel Reese has this attitude, Angel Reese is this and that and the other. Angel Reese has a very competitive spirit, but we don't hear a lot of run-ins, like this, that get blown up to this proportion with her. So it's just about growth, maturity. And this is what happens to both. Alicia's, she knows, this is time for Caitlin to learn.
And Lady Buck, we've been sitting here talking, and I see Blue Knee chopping the bits over there. What you got to say, fella?
Can you let's see, can we hear you?
Uh-oh.
No, man, we can't hear you.
Well, just listen, because as long as you're on the show, I'm happy with you not talking.
Well, if you go and I told you to go and click the link, click the link. You go to the Facebook page, Buckeye Bill page, you can click the link and you can join through that way. So I guess that's our. So what's the final take? What do you think? Well, we did say that it was warranted. The flagrant.
Yeah.
I have some people say today, oh no, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah. I mean, but see, it's the reason
but it's basketball.
Right. She didn't think she thought she'd get away with it. That's what she thought. Because it was like an innocent play. 'Cause as soon as it happened, she turned away and tried to get up. And that was a slick move, but they caught it.
But I mean, she did better with having an open hand and just putting her hand on her neck as opposed to a closed fist. That's the issue.
That
you
made it
can
look
see
real
that
bad.
because the other hand was open. That hand that was on her throat was closed fist. I saw it. I watched it in slow motion. I was like, no, she punched.
It happens.
Right,
it happens, though. It happens. We're not going to prosecute her like, oh, Alicia, she's the worst basketball. It happens.
No, she's not.
You
She's
can go
very
back and
talented.
watch. I mean, it happens.
But who knows what was said on the court, Lady Buck?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. True.
Who knows what was said on the court to get her to that level?
Yeah.
You know.
They say Larry Bird was talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's just, adrenaline. I mean, trying to win the game. I mean, you're trying to do whatever it is, and, emotions get in there and that happens.
Right.
So, I mean, she's fine. She didn't get, pulled out on a stretch or anything. She's fine. She was able to walk back to the locker room. So, okay, coach, I get it. I mean, that you should go hard for your player like that. But you also have to take accountability too. It's not to go, let's remove our technical fouls and let's give someone else their flagrant that goes on their record and goes against, their playoff, bid or whatever. So if you want her to get the flagrant, then you're going to have to keep your techs.
Yeah,
right.
You don't get removed.
Yeah,
consequences. It's basketball, it's sports.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it cool.
It's competition.
It's hard to do.
It's competition.
It's hard to do, but hey, I get it.
And sometimes you got to restrain yourself. You can't always be Lambeer.
Yeah. Or Rick Mahorn.
Or Rick Mahorn. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. But
So
yeah, like I said, it's par for the course. Really, it's par for the course.
par for the course.
Yeah, I see Billy trying to come back in here. Hopefully
Yeah,
he
you know,
joins us.
I had
Yeah,
to I had to sneak through.
wait
I had to
on him
sneak,
a little bit because we're getting ready to start our other conversation.
Okay.
I was trying to sneak in the back door.
Oh,
Oh,
now okay,
well,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We can hear you though.
Yep.
Yeah.
yep. Your camera was you. Why you don't want to show? You don't want to be on camera tonight?
No, I'm spoiled. I'm sorry. Let me apologize.
Your background.
Look. I'm sorry. I'm spoiled. You know, we Notre Dame over here, so you know, I just like the fact that you know my background, Notre Dame and everything. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna let you get that one off, Buckeye Bill. I heard what you said.
Oh, my fault, man. I thought you wasn't listening.
Oh no, you no, y'all couldn't hear me, but I could hear what y'all was talking about. But anyway, well, we gonna pivot though, cause
Yep.
but before we do this, don't our producer look lovely?
Oh
Oh,
no! Look, this is
That's a trigger warning.
midweek.
That's a
yeah.
Midweek
trigger warning.
bad hair day attire. Thank you. Next subject. Thank you, though, Nitty.
Anyway, no, on a serious topic, ladies and gentlemen, we have a trigger warning for these next couple topics. Some of you might get a little upset underneath the collar. It is a hot topic. They are a hot topics and everything. They might make you mad. Might trigger your PTSD. If so, this might not be the topics for you. But we just wanted to send out the trigger warning and let y'all be aware that you know this is going to be a highly sensitive comment comments and so if you have any type of any type of triggers from or PTSD from past stress, this might not be the topic for you.
I just sit back and listen. I'm gonna chime in, but
Well, I just want
I
y'all to
get it.
educate me. That's what I want. I want to be educated.
Well, yeah.
So then let's get started. We're going to talk just a little bit about gerrymandering and the effects that we think, or maybe not, it will have on college football. We'll go there because if you look at this, I ran across this about a few months ago, and it's basically saying if we can't vote in your state, we won't play in your state. So, and I'm looking at these are southern states. You got Texas, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Alabama. My question to you guys is, do you think we got to put this NIL in here too? Because now, you know, athletes are getting paid. College athletes are getting paid. Do you think that this gerrymandering will make them say, hey, I know you're offering me this amount of money and that amount of money, but I'm going to look for another school that isn't gerrymandering and try to maybe do something contractual there? I mean, I know it's much more than that. You've already committed to this university. You know, I'm trying to figure out how would it work if they really took a stand like this. Do you know if anybody is taking a stand like this? Because this whole issue has been very quiet for the past at least 60 days. Nobody said much about it. So how do you think that some of these players will opt to go north and play football? If it's not, I mean, well, we have 2 good months before college football starts.
I don't think it'd be
I
that
feel
easy.
like if they hadn't done it by now,
Right.
What do y'all think? Should they take a stand? Should they? I mean, This is big.
Well, here's the thing. This generation of players that just came out of high school and out of college, that's going into college now, um, may not be affected, but once it's actually enacted and the parents of the up and coming generation gets affected by it, I think there might be a little bit of redirecting some of these players to where it's not actually happening. Right now, like you said, the contracts and everything's been signed. These
Right.
players are going to go to Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, they're Louisiana, Ole Miss. They're going to go there because everything's been signed. The money's been discussed with the parents and things of that nature.
Yeah, okay.
Those parents are not going to be affected by gerrymandering until this year and next year coming up.
Well,
That's where that's where the individual families will start making decisions. But this crop of athletes that's coming in right now, they're already paid. They're already, their mind's not there. They're not even, it isn't impacting them at this time.
Right now. Yeah.
Yeah, right now. But see, what they fail to realize is in the future, they still got to vote.
yeah.
Once you graduate from high school, you have the right to vote.
Well, yeah.
When you're in
'cause-
college, you have the right to vote. You see what I'm saying? So if that's being stripped from you, what else can be stripped from you? You see what I'm saying? Maybe that
Right.
NIL money. There are a lot of things can happen, and the repercussions of it, emboldening individuals is what I'm saying. Emboldening individuals to be able to restrict votes and where you go and when you go and things of that nature will impact some of these young men and their families and some of these young women who are playing baseball, running track. I mean, it's across the board athletically. And then you got to think about all the individuals who grew up with desegregation, and I'm not making it a big deal, that these are their friends. Now they don't get to play, with them because of what some grown-ups did. And their teammate might want to leave or have to leave because of what some grown-ups did.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that these kids in college aren't grown, but they ain't fully grown. They ain't fully matured.
See,
So we have to
think
place
you know the
this
history.
back on grown-ups. And
So wait a minute, Rough Buck, what were you saying?
They don't know their history just yet. They don't know their
Oh,
history just yet.
Yeah, well, it depends on, if they were educated in the home,
Right.
Was that history given in the home, or not? Because you have some parents who are just adamant, like, no.
Right.
And they still can actually decide for their children.
Right, but see, here's what I look at too. When you have a coach come in there and say, hey, we can get you this the NIL deal, and your son can bring this much money into your home. Hey, you better go out there and play the best football you can, or basketball, however you're gonna do it. It's all about that money these days. So.
Yeah.
And it depends on the circumstance.
Yeah,
Right.
and I don't see them saying, hey, if I can't do this, I don't want those thousands of dollars or that million. I don't see them saying no to that money.
Right.
And then here's another thing too, and because that's about growth and learning and maturity too.
Right.
So we're not going to be mad at these athletes who still continue to play, for Alabama. We don't know what the circumstance is. We don't know what their situation is, and they shouldn't be responsible to carry a whole community
Right.
on their back, just because they're on this particular platform. So we've got to be gracious to them too. We don't know their circumstances. I mean, maybe there's something that they feel is a little bit bigger as it relates to this themselves, changing their situation
Right, but
around. So,
they got it now to where the the Congressional Black Caucus, they're calling for the NAACP to boycott the SEC, which is known as the Southeast Conference.
Now, okay, now
yeah,
I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that,
Mhm.
but wouldn't it be better instead of boycotting, using that same energy and information and knowledge, going into the community and educate, not just boycotting. We're just gonna boycott them. No, y'all all along. The NAACP should have been putting this
It's
knowledge
been,
into the community.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's uh, uh,
Well, now,
Ooh, I'm trying,
let me ask you this.
get my
I
words
know
together. I'm not
that's
saying
why.
it's
That's why.
a recognition ploy for the NAACP, but all along, I mean, they should have had a push for this a long time ago. They knew it was coming. They've been talking about it for over 10 years. And now, just because it's coming to fruition,
Yeah.
without educating, because listen, you can get on there right now and you ask an individual on the street or whatever, what is gerrymandering? They couldn't
right,
tell you.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, what they'll do is they might Google it, but they didn't know
Right.
prior to
But you
Googling it.
still, even if you Google it, it's
You're
not that
not getting
easy
the
to
gist of it.
understand.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not getting the gist
yeah,
of it.
It's
And that's why I said
vague.
the NAACP should have been, they should have been in the communities stressing this all along. All along. And I know that I can't say I know that they haven't. I'm just saying it just wasn't prevalent and it
Right.
wasn't enough.
But let me ask you this.
And the top players can get an opportunity to go wherever they want. But what about the mid-level players, the girls who's running track, baseball players, soccer players, and all that, who don't get that kind of recognition and monetary help? What do?
Well, they go to the Olympics.
and I
The
think,
endorsements.
like you said, what were you going to ask, Rough Buck?
I was going to ask if this is happening with the SEC conference, what is that going to do to the black HBCU schools down south?
The HBCUs. I know, Buckeye Bill, you were saying something about how it affected the HBCUs, how this affects the HBCUs, and I couldn't figure out the correlation, like why it would affect.
Well,
Are you talking
again,
about just the ones down south or all of them?
no, with gerrymandering, what it will do to HBCU colleges is take away federal funding for those
Right.
colleges.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
terrible.
if you don't have a representative, to represent that particular area, that particular
District.
Right.
District.
college,
Yep. The district.
the funding for that particular college goes down because the opposition is not, they're not going to want to fund that particular project because they have
Right.
other projects that they want to fund.
Right.
So if the gerrymandering is in full effect, HBCU colleges will lose a lot of money. Of course, players aren't going to be there, but more importantly, students can't go there because of Pell Grants and loans and things of that nature, which can possibly dwindle the effect of HBCU colleges on putting the kind of scholars that we need in our community. So if they don't have the funding where do those kids go? Where do they
Up
go?
north.
Especially if they're not,
Yeah, north.
huh?
North.
Up north.
I mean, but you got to think about up north. There's a lot. If you have an influx of too many, you can't let everybody in. Can't let everybody
No,
in.
no, you can't.
But
But
there's
it
a lot to
starts somewhere.
choose from.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few. I mean, there's a lot of JUCOs, but it still eliminates HBC. Now the Central State Wilberforce
Right.
can definitely benefit from gerrymandering if the teams from Hampton or
Yep.
Tennessee State and all that, and they're losing their funding, the migration would be up north.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not
Yep.
that many HBCU um, colleges
Up north.
truly up north past the Mason-Dixon line.
Right. I was gonna say that. Yep.
You see what I'm
But
saying? So you'll get a few players and a few students that can migrate that far. But like I said, the majority of those students, athletes, are going to be at a disadvantage. They
Now,
will
now,
be.
now,
They
let me
will
say
be.
this. Let me excuse me
Sure.
for interrupting. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're not giving our kids enough credit, and this is what I mean. You do have a lot of kids that are knowledgeable and like you got like some of these colleges have stuff like the college government and you got the black government that are going to be, if not, yeah, that the NAACP dropped the ball, but you also have people that are going to be educating people, and you got people that's going to be that's going to step in and they're going to let them know the effects of gerrymandering, and you're going to have some people that are going to say we not rocking with that, so we're going to go up north to college. We're
Here's
going to take
what
that
here's
spread up.
here's what my problem with that is. Again, like I said, we're talking the future. I'm talking about the horses already out of the barn already.
Yeah,
They've already made it a point already throughout the southern states that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, continue to educate and this, that, and other. But it's happening. Whether you
no,
but
like it or not, it's definitely happening.
it's gonna
yeah, but
happen.
what I'm saying though, what I'm saying is, certain people are not just going to lay down and just get ran over, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is in full effect, but you also have a lot of people that will stand up for the things and not let this situation run roughshod. Now, will it be enough to where we can see a difference? Who knows? But I'm just saying, we're not going to sit up here and just be like, "Oh, okay," because like you said, it affects the people that they may not have. It affects everybody's circumstances, and
That's what you said.
you have people that will, that it will affect, like, the mid-level people, you know,
Yeah.
and some of the lower level people that
All of them.
it's going to affect it. But also you have those people too that are going to stand up, and we just got to see what are the results.
Well, and what we also need to do is, like you said, Nitty, you're saying, we don't give our youth enough credit, we don't. And there is a percentage of that age group, we'll say from 18 to 24, that are heavily into movements like this, or, I'll use the word politics, they're heavy into it, but it's a very, very small percentage, because we all know when we were that age, people were telling us the same thing, how important voting was, how important this and that. And there was people who, from 18 to 24, who could care less. It was all, there's a certain period, an age group. And that's why I'm not just saying it's these teens today. It's everybody. From the age of 18 to 24, you are me, my eye. You're trying to figure you out. You're trying to figure out where you're going to school, and so, like I said, you probably could go down and ask a few of them, what is gerrymander? Do you know? They probably won't know. They've got social media. We didn't have that, but we just don't want to. Again, my whole thing is it really their fight? Is it their fight? And so all of you who don't know what gerrymandering is, we're not going to discuss it like that. Take a moment and do your research, especially if you live in a southern state. Do your research, find out what it is, ask questions, fight if you don't like what's going on, find out how to fight. But is it these athletes' fight? Is it their fight? Should they put it all on their back and say, hey, kind of mess up their money and with their future and all of that? Should they, take a stand that way? I'm on the fence. I'm in the middle because part of me says yes, because it's your future. We'll be long gone, and it's for your children and for you, and we want to make sure everything's good for you guys when we're gone. So yeah, it is kind of your fight, but timing is everything too. Circumstances are everything too. I wouldn't expect a young lady or man to give up money that changes their situation. And I wouldn't expect that because of gerrymandering. I wouldn't expect that. It would be nice to see someone take a stand and do that. However, I'm not going to crucify them if they don't. So this is tough. This is a tough one.
Now, you know what? I may be out of line with this one, or maybe out of talking two different languages here, but we've seen this before in 1995 in a movie called Higher Learning. Remember that movie?
Yeah, but I don't remember. I have to go back and watch it.
It kind of touched on a little bit of, the racism, and it also talked about standing up for Black rights and things like that. So I'm just saying that when we were talking about this, it kind of reminded me back of that movie back then when I watched it a long time ago.
Yeah, I'll have to dig that out the archives, but it's just such a to be a parent of a student that's going to one of these schools, it would be a tough call.
The parents going to have to sit them down and tell them what they've done to try to stop it, first of all, and navigate them through the situation.
Well, yeah,
the parents are the ones who dropped the ball because we didn't vote for the right individuals to stop it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we had the right to vote. I've been voting for it since I was 18.
Too. Yeah.
So you're right. You can't just put this on a 17, 18, 19-year-old who's just coming out of high school.
You can't.
Trying to understand and figure out what they're trying to do in life.
You got to prepare them.
Yeah, they've got a lot more things to think about in their minds.
Exactly.
That's a lot more. But I like this. I like this whole slogan. I wish it was a movement. But at the same time, whoever decides, I just don't want, I don't want, people to crucify them if they decide that they're playing where they want to play.
I mean, where they'll get recognized if it goes to the next level, then, I understand, but we still have to
it would be nice. So, anything else on this subject before we move on?
Yeah, I think we go ahead and move on.
Okay. So, again, we'll issue that trigger warning again. And this, about that business, we always discuss what we're going to talk about, how comfortable we are with it, how uncomfortable we are with it. And sometimes when we're not comfortable, and we're not here to make you comfortable, really. We really want you to come in. If you have something to say, come on in. But we don't want to tiptoe around things. However, we don't spend a lot of time on politics and religion and all of that stuff.
No.
Um, but we did want to shed some light and talk about this very, 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 very sad case. Um, and my apologies, I meant to get a picture of the deceased, the one that's unalived. But this, I'm seeing so many mixed emotions on this subject matter. And what I found was this has happened before. We're starting to see a lot of violence. This was at a track meet. That is one of the most non-violent sporting events you could ever be a part of, because those athletes depend on themselves unless they're on relay. But most of the time, that's a sport that they have to depend on themselves. Their teammates can't help them. Yeah. So, I'm a track mom, done it for a number of years, never seen any violence. We always take care of the children. If it's raining outside, we don't care whose tent they're in, as long as they're out. If it's raining and lightning, we've got to get those kids into tents. And after it stops, we'll find our child. And it's so this is very, very, very sad to me on both sides. On both sides. But what's your feeling? I mean,
my feeling is,
because this is going into sports.
Yes, nobody has really, or at least haven't heard so far, of what led to all this. We really don't know what led to all this, and what the mind frame.
A few stories out there,
right? But see, that's what that is. But see, the thing is, boy, getting bullied and picked on is one thing. So who do you talk to and tell? Did he go and tell somebody, hey, I got this issue with this person over here? Or, what could we have done to stop this? Things like that. Mm-hmm. But I just think that with this new team he has now, lawyers, they're doing this on pro bono, from the last I heard.
Yes.
And they're going to try to get this man, either out of jail, get him off, or lessen the sentence. Mm-hmm. Either way, it'd be fine. But just do right, because now they got new evidence on body cam. Like, they see a lot of things. So now it's time for others to come out and say, hey, this is what's really going on around here. We need to talk about this.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because I was looking over a few things before we took the air. Mm-hmm. Now, on one hand, you have the victim.
Right.
And the victim was trying to protect his family. Whether he's right or wrong, that's neither here nor there. He was trying to protect his family.
I'm sorry, I'm hearing an echo. Buckeye Bill, you might need to turn your phone down a little bit. Sorry about that.
Okay, so whether it's right or wrong, you do not. I mean, I ain't gonna say whether it's right or wrong. Let me back up a little bit.
Gotta fix this.
Regardless of anything, you do not have the right to put your hands on another human being.
Right.
Okay. That's out. But yeah, the new evidence, the new video, I did take a look at it. I tried to watch it, and to me, it really didn't show too much. It showed the defendant approach, showed the it just wasn't clear cut exactly what took place.
Right.
But another thing is, he, as in the defendant, far as his trial and his appeal, they can't retry the case in the appeal. I'm speaking on in the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing they could do is shed light on some things on some mistakes and hope that the higher court see that it's enough, they show enough cause to retry him or toss out the verdict. And I want people to understand, because it's very hard, especially in the state of Texas. It's very hard for you. It's very hard to do an appeal, period. But
Right.
not only that, but you have certain factors that, I don't care who you are as an attorney, if the powers to be, the higher courts that is, don't see fit, then we might have the guy doing 35 years.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, I'm just glad that he only got 35 years,
Not like yeah.
because again, we go back to Texas, and I'm not. Texas is a very strict when it comes to law. So the fact that he was given 35 years, you know, is a good thing. You know, people looking at. I mean, I hate to look at it that way, but I'm glad he didn't get 65.
Yeah.
But I just want people to understand, because I want people to understand, because often the human being thinks with their heart and not their brain. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. It came out kind of harsh, but what I mean, we just got to think logical when it comes to this situation. You know, am I hoping that, they find the needle in the haystack, and I'm hoping that they find the needle in the haystack, but I'm hoping he at least get a new trial, and that's what I
He
wanted
has.
to say.
Well, there's a thing called case law where you can actually take another case that's very similar and compare what happened to that defendant, and you can say, what's the difference in these two cases? Case law, you can actually present the case law and say, hey, this defendant, I mean, did the same thing. And because, that's what I'm hearing. There's a case that's very similar to this one, in which the defendant got 3 years. It was due 10. He was served 10, or he got 10 and he did 3. He's out of
Yeah.
3 years. So this is where some of the community is outraged and saying that, well, what's the difference? And the only difference that they're seeing is skin color, and then and if you read
Yes.
both cases, they're very, very similar. So it's like, what is the what's the difference? But yeah, it could have gone a whole bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Actually, but again, I'm trying to be sympathetic to the victims, because I always put myself in that situation. Okay, if it was mine, would I really care?
Yeah.
We've seen interviews from both sides. They're both still very emotional, and I don't know how anybody takes something that they say and run with it, because they're emotional. They both families just lost their child,
Right.
both families.
Hmm.
And I don't want to hear that, oh, at least you can go see him and we can never see him. He's gone. He's going to be a different person, whether he's alive or not, after being in prison. I don't care if it's 2 weeks.
After the act itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Because first of all, he's got to deal with, I killed somebody or I unalived somebody. He's still dealing with that. Like, did that really happen? What, is this a dream? Is this a nightmare? He's still dealing with himself on that.
Hmm.
So I just don't expect. I really don't. It's a sad case. It's very sad
You
for
got more to
both.
worry about.
Yeah,
Get behind them
I wish-
walls.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
wish
tell
it
you
never
this.
happened.
I pray for both families,
Yeah.
and because again, We don't know,
So
like I
Buckeye Bill.
said, we don't know what was
Okay.
actually said. There was no audio. There was only
It's hearsay. People who were there.
hearsay and
Yes.
testimony to what they thought they heard.
Right.
So, and you got to think about it. These are kids.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that kids make stuff up, but kids can. And you don't know exactly what happened. But for both of the families, my heart goes out for both of the families. Just like Lady Buck said, they both literally lost their sons.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know as a parent how I would react. I already know how I would react, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Put it that way. And so, it's just, like you said, it's just mind-boggling to not know was justice really served.
Right.
That's where I'm at with the whole thing. Was justice really served, or was this a railroad so we can get this out of the limelight and move forward?
It's gonna come out in the end.
That's where I'm at with it, because it didn't even last long
at all.
No, it did not.
They introduced evidence. They said,
mines were already made up.
He's guilty, and that's it.
Mines were already made up.
So that, but I would have rather, I mean, all these other trials are going on for, you got people got trials that last for years and years and years, and they still not convicted yet. So I'm just saying, looking at it on both sides, was it fair for both families to rush through the evidence and the decisions that the court and the what's the people's name that the people who voted on the case? Who are they?
The jury.
The jury. My mind went blank. Was it fair to them? Was it fair to either one of the families? Was it fair to the community? That's why I think the appeal has to happen.
Well, it does.
And more evidence has to be submitted.
Yeah. There needs to be another, the jury, I don't know how it was picked, but it just didn't seem, too fair, for both sides. You got to be fair, for both sides. And another main thing is this is happening at a youth sporting event.
Exactly.
Okay. That's the big
camaraderie and
where you think you're going, you're going to a sporting event, and now something's because it's been happening. This is not the first time. The case before his, it ended up in murder as well, or somebody being unalived as well. So what's happening? Why are we starting to see the violence, at youth sporting events? I mean, if you think one way about a certain ethnic group, and you teach your children that, do you think they're going to just change when they go out in public and at a sporting event? It's going to come out.
What's going to probably happen is more security guards.
Yeah, I can tell you at a track meet, you're not going to see any security guards. You'll see some at a big one. You'll see a couple in the front, but it's just not that kind of sport. We don't have that kind of energy there.
And I take that in just because I know you're a track mom. So
yes,
right.
And you watched it over the last 15 years.
Yes, never had that kind of energy. And we're competitive. We are screaming for our sons and our daughters, and we are actually out there running with them if we could. But never, it's just so sad to know that because somebody wanted to stand in a tent, here we are. They wanted to get out of the rain, and was invited, allegedly, to get in the tent, it became a problem. What's the problem? You know, and I'm looking, you know, as a track mom, what's the problem? This is what we always do. We throw kids in tents until it stops raining.
Society today is changing. Culture's changing.
It's really sad. And then another thing is, you don't want children or, you know, young adults to feel like they have to take something with them to protect themselves, you know, in their bag or whatever. At the track meet, now, if they have something in their bag because they got to walk home by themselves at dark, or they got to, you know, catch the MARTA or catch, you know, public transportation, yeah. But they shouldn't have to feel like they need a weapon at a sporting event, a youth sporting event.
It's going to come down to metal detectors.
Okay. So and people may be upset, you know, but I hope you know, I just don't think that 2 lives need to be lost here. And I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying that, you know, I'm giving my sympathy and my condolences to the other family, definitely, because it could be any of us. There's just a bigger lesson here, and you know, and I just would like to see justice for real. You know, let's do this right. We can teach. There's a lesson to be learned here. You know, for everybody, regardless of what side you're on, what side of the coin you're on. There's a big lesson for us. I think, you know, it kind of starts here. Very sad case. I can barely look at his face, you know. And I'm the same way with the one that's on the line. It's so sad to me. You know, it's just
this is where sports are coming down to. I mean, yes, it's competitive, but
we don't need it. We don't need it.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying.
We don't need it. And see, going back, just like, and I'm sorry, Ruff, but going back to the Caitlin Clark and Lisa Thomas, that could have turned into something bad.
It could have.
You see what I'm saying? That could have turned into something really, really bad. And we don't need that.
Nope.
Right.
Not in any parts of society where, whether it's competition or going for a job or walking down the street, where you got to feel like, oh, they in front of me, so I got to touch. You don't need that. So it goes back to, what are we teaching our children along the way? Are they seeing it in us and they're mimicking what we do? You see what I'm saying? What you said? And or are we giving them the proper examples on how to conduct yourself? Whether it's a bad situation or not, you still have to conduct yourself in a proper manner. I'm learning that as an adult. So can you imagine how kids have to react?
Right.
So,
and now that you say that, Buckeye Bill, when you say that, another thing, I'm talking about accountability here. In those tents, parents, coaches, there are adults in those tents.
Yep.
So why did it even get to that part?
Right. Exactly.
The
That's what I'm talking about.
Young man, sit down. You go over there and sit down, and you go over here and sit down. Do you want a Gatorade?
So,
where were the adults?
There wasn't parents out there.
I'm sorry.
I want to know, where were the adults?
There were parents. There were coaches. When you traveled in track meets, it's not just kids.
Right.
In that tent, there were parents and coaches. The tent is for us. It's for the parents and the kids, and they were there.
Exactly.
So why did you sit there and say, oh, they're getting ready? Why didn't you go and stop it?
Right.
You are the adult. Teach them. There's a way. You know, he can sit in this tent, and you can go over there and sit down. There's no, after it's done raining, you know, he'll go to his tent. There was somebody there that could have stopped it, is what I feel like.
I think so.
Yeah.
Whether it was the coach or one of the parents.
It could have de-escalated the situation.
Or just one of the other kids.
Yeah.
Man, it's sad no matter what. I mean,
It's sad. So I'll
it's
just,
fair all the way around.
God's will done.
But thanks for bringing that up, though, Lady
Yeah.
Buck. It's a subject that's kind of hard to talk about,
Yeah.
Right.
and I'm sure it's gonna pop up in the future, near future, possibly. And but at some point in time, we've got to learn from this and move forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. So with that being
hoping that
said,
happens.
and with that being said, I know we've kept you guys a long time. We've kept you all. We've got some things we had to get through. Remember, like, follow, share, subscribe. I'm gonna keep saying it. And share the clips throughout the day. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Okay.
Give me a holler.
Right.
You can always call in and text.
Come on here. Because
comments
listen,
is all important.
Yeah, comment, because guess what? I'm gonna talk crap about your team. I'm gonna talk crap about your team, and you can come and talk crap back with me, but I'm gonna dog your team, and I'm gonna be able to freely do it because you're too scary to come in and do it with me.
72 days left.
Yep, we have 72 days. And we know we keep telling y'all we got interviews and stuff coming up. We got something nice to share with y'all next week. So stay tuned to be around, for what we have to say. But we want to hear you too. We want to hear you too, especially as we go into football season, because one thing we do is dog your team.
Fighting Irish.
I know
who said that?
Blue Nitty. So where we come from, go Bucks. Okay. And y'all know what we getting ready to do again. We just gonna take it all, you know what I'm saying. So with that, any last words? You want to go with your last word, your rough Buck, your close out?
I just want to say, thank you guys for listening to us talk. Without you, there'd be no us. And these are some sensitive topics we brought up tonight. Thank you for sticking in there with us and just listen to us as we're talking, because, we don't know everything. And I got educated tonight on some things that I didn't know about. So hopefully you guys got the education too. And I just thank you guys for staying with us and liking our, sharing our comment, sharing our clips and things like that. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And Buckeye Bill? Oh.
I just thought it was remarkable segment. Y'all enlightened me a lot. You brought some passion out of me, and I just appreciate everyone who's looking on and paying attention and liking and sharing. You guys inspire me to keep doing this and keep dealing with these people. This is not a one-man band, so I need them. I need my super producer. I probably do without Nitty, as you can tell.
No, you can't.
Rough Buck, my man. But
What's
every
up?
once in a while, if I don't see Nitty's face, I'm cool with it. Mad love for because he knows who he is. That's fam.
Yeah.
But just to try and change the mood and everything like that. Like Lady Bug said, these up and coming shows are going to be remarkable. We're going to get in depth into a lot of our history, lot of future plans that we plan on with the podcast, including going live at a
football game,
college game in Columbus, Ohio. So we've got a lot to look forward to, and I appreciate you guys for listening.
Yep. And Nitty, take us out.
Before I take you out, Rough Buck.
Yes, sir.
Before we go live anywhere, we got to teach Buckeye Bill how to eat a glizzy.
What?
Yes, indeed.
How to what? I missed it.
Eat a glizzy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, though.
We'll talk to you about it.
Evidently,
talking
there's
about
no glizzies involved.
So,
Is that a
but
booger?
with that being said,
No.
That's
I'll-
an inside joke. That's
Oh.
an inside joke.
with that being said, thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Time out.
Continue
No,
to
that's
hang
for
out.
y'all to discuss. That's for y'all to discuss. We get ready to go. That's for y'all to discuss. That's
So anyway, we here go. Like I said, thank you guys. We appreciate you, Village, for sticking with us. We got more to come. And like Lady Buck said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And with that being said, peace and
So
we love you.
Synesthetic.
I'm trying to win my team a championship. I'm trying to win my team a championship. Let's go. Trying to win my team a championship. We all in the game, trying to get us some ranks, ain't ballin' to play. Should I do what you can? Hey, Black is the name, BMG is the gun. Hey, yeah, but we working. Hey, yeah, but we working. Hey, practice make perfect. Hey, practice make perfect. Hey, trying to win my team a championship. Yeah, and we score every chance that we get. Take advantage of handles, it's all in the wrist. Got shooters on the squad. Perfect aiming up Swiss. Got shooters on the squad. Trying to win my team a championship. Everybody is playing their roles. Hey, watch out, pose.